2016. A year that means, quite frankly, quite a bit to me. It's a very important year. Well, why? For starters, this was the year that I truly fell in love with streaming. Technically, from this graph right here, you can see my first stream happened in 2015. It was only a half hour, and I played Life is Strange. In this graph, in March of 2016, I did my first ever real stream, and that was in Rare Replay. It was only a short stream as well, but something clicked, and suddenly I was hooked into streaming. It was also the first year that was the year that I left Canada. I went over to Texas for the RTX convention of 2016, which you can see in the video down description, and a little clip right here. Also, I graduated high school in 2016 with this badass suit right here. Most importantly, 2016 had an unbelievable year of releases in video games. 5 particular we're going to be discussing today. Those are Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, Doom, Inside, Titanfall 2, and the eventual winner of the Game of the Year award, Overwatch. So, without further ado, let's take a step back in time. Did Overwatch really deserve the Game of the Year? Or was there another title that should have taken that crown? Uncharted 4 was developed by Naughty Dog, launched May 10th, 2016 exclusively on the PlayStation 4. Along with its Game of the Year nomination, it won awards for Best Narrative and Best Performance thanks to Nolan North's incredible work as Nathan Drake. Now, I was hyped for this one. I loved the series from the very beginning. And when a 4th game was announced, my expectations skyrocketed. And honestly, it lived up to them. The puzzles were clever, though sometimes maddening, but that's mostly down to me being bad at puzzles. The gunplay stayed true to the series, but the addition of a grappling hook was a game changer. Let's be honest, if you want a fun game, add a grappling hook. The story shined as well. Sam, Nathan's brother, was a great addition. His resentment about being left out of Nathan's adventures gave the narrative real weight. Nadine was a formidable antagonist, and Rafe was the kind of villain you love to hate. The final sword fight with him, hands down, my favorite boss battle in the entire Uncharted series. And then, there's the ending. Seeing Nathan retire and settle down with Elena felt right. If Naughty Dog never revisits his story, this was the perfect send-off. This game also had multiplayer. Multiplayer was fun, although I did not sink a lot of time into the multiplayer. There's some unbalanced weapons, but it didn't really hinder my experience. I still loved the multiplayer. So, yeah, Uncharted 4, 100% deserved its nomination. It had everything. Great gameplay, amazing story, and a conclusion worthy of Nathan Drake. But let's move on, because our next game was a very different beast. Doom. Doom was published by Bethesda and released on May 13th, 2016 for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. It won Best Music and Sound Design, Best Action Game, and of course, was nominated for the Game of the Year. Here, you step into the boots of the Doomslayer, cutting down waves of demons after the UAC opened portals to hell. But, let's be real, you're not playing Doom for the story. You're playing Doom to rip and tear. And Doom 2016 absolutely nails it. The movement is buttery smooth, the gameplay is crisp, and every weapon feels satisfying. Personally, I bounced between the plasma rifle, which I call the bubble gun, and the iconic super shotgun. Super shot. Though, one can never go wrong with the BFG. The story was there, it's more fleshed out than the older games, but it never really grabbed my attention. And honestly, I didn't care. The gameplay was that good. If Game of the Year was decided purely on moment-to-moment fun, Doom would have taken it in a landslide. Multiplayer in Doom was also fantastic. Similar mechanics, but against real players instead of demons. And sometimes it's just more fun to kill some random asshole in Wisconsin than demons. And honestly, I had a lot of fun doing that. So, yes, Doom deserved its nomination. Flawed story aside, gameplay was near perfect. Quick side note though, Alex, if you're watching this, how did you manage to kill yourself to fall damage 4 times? While I was going through this story, I attempted to do that. I could not replicate it. How do you die to fall damage in this game? 4 times. Baffled. Anyway, let's move on to the winner, Overwatch. Well, this is great. Great sign. That means I get to play my copy of Overwatch. Let's throw this bad boy in. Overwatch was developed by Blizzard and released on May 24th, 2016 for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And yes, that means 3 of the Game of the Year nominees were released in May. May was absolutely stacked. It not only won Game of the Year, but it also won Best Game Direction and Best Multiplayer. And for me, personally, this game was huge. This was the game that I streamed the most. After school, day after day, we'd all hop online. At one point, we'd even half seriously talked about starting a competition PS14. The gameplay was brilliant. Each hero felt unique yet balanced. My standouts were Tracer, Widowmaker, Zenyatta, Soldier 76, Roadhog, and Reinhardt. But truthfully, everyone had their moments. Then, they added custom games, and it really amped up the fun for us. We played more. There was times where we made boss battles, which we just gave one hero an outrageous amount of health and tried to kill them. Other custom games made by other people, but the best stream moment came when we made the best game mode in Overwatch history, Battle Mercy, which is a 2v2 where Soldier is the healer and Mercy is your DPS. It was chaotic and hilarious. 100% you should check out that VOD, or that stream video. But Overwatch 1 eventually got replaced by Overwatch 2, and honestly that still stings to this day. The original was lightning in a bottle. It was special. And Overwatch 2 it doesn't have that same magic. So yes, Overwatch deserved the Game of the Year win. It was creative, addictive, and it brought people together in a way that few games ever have. The nominees didn't stop there. Let's go to a game that I was kind of shocked that was on this list. Inside. Inside from Playdead, released on the 29th of June 2016, first on the Xbox One, then later released on the PC and PS4. It also won Best Art Direction and Best Indie Game at the Game Awards. This one was a surprise hit for me. The art style was gorgeous. The puzzles, challenging but rewarding. And the atmosphere was haunting. Story, though, was cryptic. Like Limbo before it, you're left to piece things together. My takeaway: the boy you play is escaping a world of control and conformity, but the ending leaves plenty open for interpretation, and the community has gone wild with theories. The horror elements also stood out. The underwater mermaid enemy was terrifying, and the death animations were shockingly brutal for a child protagonist. That included dogs tearing you up, soldiers shooting you, or sonic blasts obliterating you. It was unsettling, but effective. Inside was fantastic, but Game of the Year material, I'm not sure. Especially when titles like Dark Souls 3 and Gears of War 4 were released this year. And they didn't even get nominated. So, I don't know. Maybe one of those would have been a better replacement for Inside. Not saying Inside didn't deserve it, but maybe you could have at least nominated the other ones. I don't know. Still worth the play. Now, on to the last nominee, which me personally, I'm so excited to talk about. Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 from Respawn Entertainment launched on October 28th, 2016 for the PS4 and Xbox One. Sadly, it did not win any awards, which in hindsight feels criminal. The biggest issue with this game is timing. It was sandwiched between Battlefield 1's release and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare's release. Two massive FPS franchises with established fan bases. Titanfall 2 really never stood a chance commercially. But in terms of quality, it beat both of them hands down without question. The multiplayer in this game is phenomenal. Fast, fluid, endlessly fun, great weapons, smart map design, and yes, my point from earlier, another grappling hook, which made everything better. The campaign, while not groundbreaking in story, delivered some of the best FPS missions ever made. The time travel level, genius. The sideways city, unforgettable. It was a creative, thrilling ride from start to finish. Titanfall 2 deserved so much more recognition. Easily, it is one of the best first-person shooters ever made. So, after looking back at all 5 of our nominees, did Overwatch deserve Game of the Year 2016? We'll find out.
Game of the Year.
Overwatch did absolutely 100% deserve the Game of the Year 2016. I know. I literally threw the game in the trash earlier. That's because I can't play the original Overwatch anymore. And Overwatch 1 was special. It brought my friends and I together, fueled countless streams, and gave us memories that no other game that year could match. If the award were between Overwatch 2 and the other nominees, I'd probably pick Titanfall 2. But back in 2016, Overwatch was 100% the right call. So congratulations, Overwatch. You deserved it. You were the best game released in 2016. Blizzard, please make Overwatch 2 like Overwatch 1. Just recapture that magic. Because Overwatch 1 was simply perfect. If you enjoyed this retrospective, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and stick around. Because next time, we'll be diving into 2017. And trust me, that year has some interesting nominees. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.